Many people still imagine Jesus only as the serene man of Galilee, he who walked among the poor, who healed the sick, who touched the lepers and forgiven sinners. But there is a face of Christ that many have forgotten, or perhaps never known. The book of Revelation reveals a version of the Lord that is neither meek nor delicate, a version that causes tremor in the heavens, that shakes the foundations of the earth. In Revelation chapter 19, the scenario changes completely. The sky is no longer silent. He opens like a curtain, revealing the stage of the greatest manifestation of glory that the universe has already witnessed. A white horse descends from heaven, majestic and imposing. Its maids look like golden light, gleaming in the clouds. Each step of the horse echoes like thunder in the firmament, announcing the arrival of the King of Kings. His presence radiates an aura of power and authority that shake the foundations of the universe, for it is not only a symbol of peace, but also of imminent war. The intense brightness of their eyes reveals justice and truth that are about to be established on all creation. He is called faithful and true, because in his eyes rests the wisdom of the centuries. Each look that throws upon creation is like a just sentence. Every word that echoes as thunder in the hearts of men. His presence radiates a light that penetrates the denser darkness, revealing each hidden intent and every veiled secret. On his forehead he rests a crown made not of earthly, but of heavenly glory, symbolizing his supreme authority over the kingdoms of the universe. He is not only the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, he is the incarnation of divine justice, the lighthouse of hope for the righteous, and the consumer fire for the wicked. On your shoulders, there is a red cloak, woven with heavenly gold threads that gleam like stars on an endless night. Each wire of the cover carries with it the history of humanity's redemption, the supreme sacrifice made by love. The edges are adorned with ancient symbols, each representing a promise fulfilled, a miracle performed, a life transformed by divine grace. Each time the king moves, the cover seems to come to life of his own, dancing at the rhythm of eternity and emanating an incomparable majesty aura. Before the King of Kings, the sword that comes out of his mouth is not just a weapon of war, but the very incarnation of truth. Each word pronounced by him resonates as thunder in the hearts of men, penetrating the depths of the soul and exposing every thought and intention. The sharp sword does not hurt the meat, but separates the right from wrong, the righteous from the unfair. It is divine justice in action, revealing the unshakable purity of the Creator and illuminating darkness with his inextinguishable light. No secret can be kept before that whose word is the supreme law, whose voice is like the sound of the impetuous waters that wash all impurity and establish the eternal order. The wind blows with fury, raising dust and leaves around the heavenly night. Each gust is like a whisper of eternity, announcing the imminent arrival of the King of Kings. His white horse seems to challenge the laws of physics, moving with a superhuman grace that leaves the observers ecstatic. Each step of the animal resonates as an echo of primordial times, when the universe was still young and full of promises. On the back of the horse, the king lifts up imposing, his figure wrapped in a radiant light that seems to emanate from the very heart of creation. His eyes not only reflect the light of the distant stars, but also the wisdom of the centuries and the compassion of the righteous. He rides not only for the imminent battle, but to establish a new time of peace and justice over the whole earth. The beast comes from shadows like a creature exit from the darker nightmares. Your skin is covered by black scales, reflecting the absence of light and life. His eyes shine with an unholy fire, emanating an aura of terror and despair wherever he goes. Each step of the beast makes the earth shake, echoing like a dark omen of the chaos to come. His roar is like the lament of the condemned souls, echoing through the plans of existence and announcing the imminent arrival of absolute evil. Beside the beast, the followers of the darkness gather, thirsty for power and destruction, ready to challenge the divine authority that manifests itself before them. But before the King of Kings, there is no evil force that may prevail, for his righteousness is eternal, and his truth is unshakable. The roar of the Judah tribe lion echoes through the ends of the universe, making even the bravest. His majestic juba shines with the intensity of 1,000 suns, symbolizing the power and authority he has over all creation. Each firm step that resonates like thunder, announcing its triumphant arrival. His flaming eyes not only reflect fire and justice, but also compassion and mercy to those who have accepted him as Lord of his lives. The lion does not roar for anger or hatred, but for love and protection to their faithful children. And when he rises in all his glory, the enemies tremble before the manifestation of the true King of Kings. In front of the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the forces of darkness shrink and shake, feeling the divine presence emanating power and majesty. Each roar of the lion resonates like thunder in the hearts of the wicked, causing their structures to break into true cosmic authority. The followers of the beast, accustomed to arrogance, are now fragile and vulnerable to the magnitude of the King of Kings. His black robes fade as the light of eternal righteousness illuminates them, revealing the true nature of their evil intentions. There is no escape before the penetrating look of the lion. Each secret is exposed, every lie is unmasked. And the moment your paw stands toward the fallen opponents, the certainty of eternal defeat settles in the rebel hearts. The battle is not just physical, it is spiritual, it is moral, it is cosmic. And when the lion advances to declare his victory over darkness, the entire universe witnesses the just judge's supremacy over all creation. The final battle unfolds before the astonished eyes of the heavenly beings. The shock between the king's radiant light and the dense darkness of the beast creates an epic and apocalyptic scenario. Each movement of the Judah tribe is calculated. Each step is firm and decided. Evil hosts tremble at their imposing presence, while the faithful angels chant songs of victory that resonate with the infinite heavens. The intense glow of divine justice illuminates every dark corner of the universe, revealing the naked truth that underlies behind the masks of lies and corruption. The battle is not just physical, it is a struggle between good and evil, between light and darkness, between hope and despair. And when the lion finally triumphs over the beast, a solemn silence hangs over all creation, echoing the eternal victory of love over hatred, the truth about lies. Evil, which has for so long plagued the hearts of men, is finally annihilated by the immutable justice of the King of Kings. The earth trembles in the face of the magnitude of this unique moment in cosmic history, while the redeemed celebrate the definitive liberation of the chains of sin and death. The lion's victory is not just a cosmic event, it is a promise fulfilled, a sealed destination, a new beginning for all creation. The sound of the trumpets echoes through the heavens, announcing the imminent arrival of the King of Kings. Each note resonates as a call to the ends of the earth, calling the faithful to witness the manifestation of divine power. As the trumpets sound, an intense light begins to shine on the horizon, illuminating every dark corner and dissipating the shadows of doubt and fear. The hearts of the righteous are filled with hope and joy, for they know that the long-awaited moment is near. And when the King finally reveals himself in all his glory and majesty, there will be no eye that does not contemplate his radiant face. There will be no heart that does not prospect in worship before him. The whole universe will bow before the true sovereign, the one who has overcome death and now comes to reign forever over all creation. Are you prepared to witness the splendor of the divine presence? The King is on the gates, may every knee bend, and every language confess his supreme sovereignty. Are you ready to receive it? And the whole universe will see the true face of the one who won death. Yes.
If you liked this content, don't forget to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and of course, subscribe to the channel. This really helps our work to reach more people. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next video.
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're gonna explore a figure many of us feel we know really well, someone whose image is, deeply familiar. We're diving into a surprising and I think often overlooked portrayal of Jesus. When you think of Jesus, what comes to mind first? For most people, it's the gentle man from Galilee, right? The compassionate Savior, the Lamb of God, the ancient symbol of sacrifice, purity, who healed the sick, touched lepers, forgave sinners. And that image, that whole perception, it's absolutely true. It's vital. It's the foundation for so much.
Definitely. But what's really fascinating, and what our source for this deep dive, the returning king, Jesus in Revelation 19, really brings out, it unveils a completely different side of Christ, than the side that's, well, it's neither meek nor mild. This deep dive gets into a version, a presence so powerful it's described as making the heavens tremble, shaking the very foundations of the earth.
Yeah, that shift is exactly what our source unpacks from Revelation chapter 19. It's this scene described with such visceral power. It almost redefines what you thought you knew. I mean, picture this. The heavens literally parting like a curtain, revealing this immense manifestation of glory, maybe the greatest the universe has ever seen. So, our mission today is to explore that, to help you understand what it means, not just abstractly, but what it could mean for you. Let's step into this revelation. Okay, so the scene opens with this really striking image, a white horse coming down from the sky. But the source makes it very clear this isn't a symbol of peace this time, or a gentle return. This horse is a symbol of war, actually, of justice, and ultimately final judgment. And the rider on the horse, this isn't the carpenter from Nazareth anymore. This is the Lord of time and eternity.
Right. The power described is just palpable. His eyes, for instance, described as like flames of fire. And our source really digs into this. It's not just a piercing look. It represents absolute judicial discernment. Light itself judging, burning away everything false, every hidden motive. It's active, purifying justice, not just seeing.
And his titles, too, they carry so much weight. He's called faithful and true. The source points out this isn't just like a moral description. It's the very basis of his justice. His word matches his nature, always, which means his final actions are certain, he never lies, never fails, fulfills every single promise, he comes to judge, and that justice, it won't be compromised.
Exactly. And then there's his robe. It's pretty striking, too. It's not clean white, it's stained with blood. But the source is careful to explain this isn't blood from fear or defeat, it's the blood of righteousness. It represents the completed battle against darkness, the price paid for conquering evil. And then written right there on his thigh, the ultimate title, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That says it all, doesn't it? He's the sovereign, above everyone, every title, all authority. There's no one higher.
The source also highlights something else really powerful. From his mouth comes a sharp sword. Now, how does the author explain that? Is it, a literal weapon? Or does it symbolize something deeper about his authority?
That's a really key distinction the source makes. It emphasizes, look, this is not an ordinary weapon. This is the living word, emanating from his mouth. It's what cuts through everything right and wrong, holy and profane, truth and illusion. This sword is the final judgment. I mean, think about it. The same voice that once said, "Let there be light," now it declares the end of darkness. It's the absolute authority of his decree.
And he rides like the wind. But he's not riding alone, is he?
Oh, far from it. With him are the, countless radiant armies of heaven. They're described as dressed in fine linen, pure and white, following the supreme commander into this ultimate battle. The one that brings history as we know it to a close. It's a picture of just absolute, overwhelming might descending.
So let's talk about the confrontation. Who are the adversaries in this epic scene the source describes?
Okay, so the source introduces the beast. This isn't just a creature. It's the embodiment of evil, the corrupted system, the spirit of arrogance and rebellion that's, run through empires and deceived people for ages. And alongside the beast are the kings of the earth with their armies, those who consciously chose deception over truth, darkness over light. They gather together thinking they're going to fight.
Right, and if you follow typical stories, you'd expect this huge, drawn-out clash.
Yeah.
But the source says something really surprising. They gather to fight the Lamb, but there is no battle. How does the source explain that? No battle despite all these armies.
Well, it's not a stalemate. The source is clear. It's an utterly overwhelming display of power. It says, "For when the Lion of the tribe of Judah rises, no force can stand." Simple as that. It's immediate, total victory. The beast is captured, the false prophet, the symbol of twisted religion, deception captured right alongside, and both are thrown alive into the lake of burning fire. The source describes it as a place of no return. Eternal justice fulfilled completely.
And what happens to their followers? the armies that gather.
They're defeated too, but not by, swords and shields, not by human weapons. They are defeated by the sword coming from the mouth of the rider. The source calls it an unquestionable judgment. Righteous, final, there's no appeal, no second chance, it's done.
So in just an instant, evil, which seems so powerful, spreading like a plague for centuries, is just gone, vanquished. And the earth, which was ruled by darkness, sees a new era begin. Truth reigns. Evil is just a memory. And Jesus, the one who was rejected, is now exalted above everything. It's a complete, traumatic, instantaneous turnaround. Yeah. And this brings us to the really profound implication for you, the listener. This is the Jesus of Revelation 19. Not the helpless baby, not the silent prisoner before Pilate. This is the victorious king, the conqueror, the final judge.
And that raises a crucial question, one our source really pushes. A lot of people today, maybe they expect a sort of calm, gentle return, like he'll just quietly appear. But the Bible, as interpreted by our source here, seems unequivocally clear. He comes in power, in glory, in fire, his purpose, to cleanse the earth of corruption, reward the faithful, and establish his eternal kingdom of righteousness, without any compromise.
And the central question, echoing from the source, for every single one of us is just, are you ready? Because the source stresses, when he comes, there won't be time for excuses. No room for last-minute regrets, no more chances to turn back. The time of grace, as we know it, will have ended, the final seal broken.
Yeah, the source really hammers home this intensely personal choice. You won't be a bystander. Every single person stands before the king as someone who made their own choice. Either you'll be by his side, clothed in white, part of that eternal victory, or you'll be on the other side, facing that righteous sentence. It's stark.
And our source makes a point to say, look, this isn't about religion in the sense of dogmas or denominations. Not really. It's about recognizing who the true king actually is before he returns, and deciding now, while there's still time, whose side you're actually on when those heavens open.
What's really staggering is the sheer scale the source describes. This isn't some quiet visit. It's the moment when every knee bows, every tongue confesses, every secret is revealed, every lie burned away, every tear of the faithful wiped clean, justice finally complete, utterly impartial.
And the king won't delay. The source implies a set time. When that heavenly trumpet sounds, when the sky opens like a scroll for everyone to see, it will be undeniable. He will come, not as a servant this time, but as Lord. Not silently, but with trumpets. Not uncertainly, but with absolute, undeniable power. The entire universe will see the true face of the one who beat death, opened the way to eternal life, and now comes to reign forever.
Wow. This deep dive, it really does present a profound shift in understanding, doesn't it? We started with the image of the gentle lamb, and we've ended with this powerful depiction from our source, the returning, victorious king of Revelation 19. It's a contrast that really forces you to reevaluate things.
Absolutely. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights how knowledge like this is most valuable when you actually understand it and maybe apply it. This particular exploration, it encourages that critical thinking, doesn't it? About ideas we might hold deeply preconceived notions. It challenges us to look at different, but just as foundational, perspectives on someone so central.
Exactly. So as you reflect on this powerful depiction from the source, maybe consider what it truly means for you to be ready for a moment like that, so definitive, so overwhelming, and how might gaining this knowledge, this different perspective on the king, maybe inform how you see the world right now, something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the returning king. We'll see you next time.